Hi, my name is Kirk Hamilton, your host of the Staying Healthy Today show, and I wanted to give you a short summary of an approach to cancer and being complementary with your traditional approach. I'm a practicing physician assistant of more than 40 years in nutrition prevention and integrative medicine. I have was diagnosed with colon cancer in September of 2023, over a year and a half ago. And at that time, I chose to not have a colon resection, one third of my colon, and I chose not to do chemotherapy. I chose to do repurposed drugs, nutraceuticals, IV, vitamin C, and a deep meditation program, and to see if I could reverse the condition or put it off, or hopefully not have to have chemo or surgery. So, to make a long story short, I just want to tell you an approach of the resources I used. Right now, it is uh, I said that was in September 23. It is now early March of 2025. I did have a colon resection eventually after almost a year and 4 months uh, in January 16th of 2025. And the tumor essentially was slightly bigger than when we started. It did not spread anywhere. And there was only one node positive out of 23. So it's a pretty clean bill of health. Now, I chose not to do the follow-up chemotherapy at this time, and I'm going to continue on using some of the repurposed drugs, nutraceuticals, but most importantly, make some fundamental changes in my life that I've been working on through a meditative program that I'll tell you at the very end. So I just wanted to give you the resources, and they're in the links are in the discussion below. But I think you'll find that they're all very solid, and if they make sense to you, you can add them as a complement to your traditional therapy. You can also do them as standalones if you feel comfortable with that. But that is a very individual choice. Cancer has many different options of approaching its treatment. You'll find that almost anything has been said to work, but this is a very sound approach, and it's one way of approaching cancer. And so hopefully I won't have to have chemotherapy. I will get followed up in 6 months, and everything is going to be gone. And I'm going to change my lifestyle, which I have, not just lifestyle as far as diet and exercise and those kinds of things, but really as far as um, how I think, and that'll be the last part. So here's some of the tools that I use. First, this is a wonderful book called Cancer Care by Paul Marik. He's a quadruple board certified critical care specialist who got interested in cancer. But you'll see the metabolic approach to cancer versus a genetic disease, but a metabolic approach in here, and the summary of repurposed and the review of repurposed drugs. Excellent book. You can get on Amazon for under $15. You can see that Paul Marik right there. The next would be to read this article. The article is entitled Targeting the Mitochondrial Stem Cell Connection in Cancer Treatment, a Hybrid Orthomolecular Approach. Long title, but you can get this off the internet by just literally copying that title and typing in orthomolecular medicine, and you can get your own copy. But in that copy, it goes through the role of repurposed drugs, and it highlights the ones that it thinks is most effective in certain nutrients like vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, and then the repurposed drugs, ivermectin, and the dimezazoles. I can never say that, and that is albendazole, mebendazole, and fenbendazole. And then it talks about fasting, ketogenic diets, physical activity, hyperbaric oxygen, and intravenous vitamin C. So this is an excellent overview article that talks about the science of how these nutraceuticals and repurposed drugs work. This is a sample of someone who I would recommend if you had cancer, is you can do an email consult with Dr. William Macketts. He's a radiation oncologist in Canada. He puts out an excellent Substack that I have the link in below. It's at William Macketts, and I actually subscribe to it. And in that, he gives case studies, 3 to 5 a week, of people that he approaches through using the repurposed drugs, nutraceuticals, some diet. And the big medicines at this time, or the most popular ones, happen to be ivermectin and fenbendazole or mebendazole. So what he does is you email him, give him your history, you obviously pay him, and then you will get email back. The first page is just the nutraceuticals and the repurposed drugs and some other resources. And then the next page, actually, his is a little bit different, but I summarized his so I could put on one page. These are resources and links to where you can get these products that he recommends. But one of the most important things is this question and answer page. Excellent. For all the recommendations he makes, he gives you question and answers that are commonly asked, and there's 2 pages full. And he does all kinds of cancers. The protocols appear to be a little bit different. I have a prostate cancer one here. Well, mine was colon cancer, but I have a prostate cancer one from a patient. There's no name on it. And that was a low level. And then there was one where the person was on hospice. And so there's a slight difference there. And then lastly, which I think is the most important, but it's the one you need to work at the most, and I have been working for over a year and a half, almost. It's going to be up 2 years here in maybe June, is the mind body, or the Joe Dispenza approach to meditation. Dr. Joe Dispenza is a chiropractor who cured himself of a very traumatic back injury that he thought he might never walk again. And that sent him on a journey. And for the last 20 years or so, he's been teaching people how to realize that your thoughts, those 60 or 70,000 thoughts a day that you project, and about 95% of those are the same as yesterday, are really energy and frequency, and they can create your reality. And most of us stay in our flight or fight. So that's what we create. So he has a way of teaching people how to move their energy up, so to speak, to oneness or the quantum field. And all I can say is that I would follow, if you're interested. One, you go to the resource I have down below and you watch the documentary, The Source. You'll see scientists from UCSD who have been studying his work, and it's outstanding. So sourcethefilm.org. And then I would go to his website, joedispenza.com, drjoedispenza.com, and I would look at stories of transformation. Those are stories of people who have healed themselves. I've sat next to someone who healed a brain tumor. It's gone. I've seen people on stage have cured themselves of stage 3 and stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, and they've gone through chemo and radiation. So that's very powerful. The stories of transformation. There's also a YouTube channel. And then lastly, I would, if that intrigues you at all, watching the documentary, costs $15 to rent it, and the YouTubes are for free. You can watch those. If you're so moved, then I would read his book, Becoming Supernatural, and that's on Amazon. So I have links to every single one of those things below. Okay. And again, cancer is an individual thing. Not everybody wants to treat it the same way, and everybody here is, trust me, I've heard every way to treat cancer. I've been doing this 40 years. And then when I got my own, all my loving patients shared, from their heart what they wanted me to do. And so I heard it every day, but you have to pick out what's true for you. Okay. So my name is Kirk Hamilton. I work at Health Associates Medical Group in Sacramento. If you're in this area, I'll be glad to see you for any type of functional medicine or modified approach to cancer, used in conjunction with your traditional therapy or separate. I love lifestyle medicine. So happy to share this with you. I think the resources will be of great value, and I'll talk